Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to the pre-market outlook for the date of 26th November 2025. See our phrase we used to predict and mention in the report what is denoting today's one based on yesterday's. See, the market stands on a solid support levels. That's what we mentioned here. And why we have actually taken this particular phase for the day means. See, the 25 in terms of Nifty, 25,940 and 25,740. These levels were been the high and low of the 14th of November, playing a crucial role. And we also predicted and reported to you all that until it is holding these levels, and nothing to worry about the market's current bull run, that may be again and again will be supported by these levels until otherwise getting broken and closed decisively, that too for consecutive two trading sessions, particularly below the 25,740, that was the low of the particular date. So until it is happening, these levels will be acting as support zones. Number one. The second one, we can understand that the interim support levels based on the recent activities, we can take for 25,850 and 25,740 automatically coming, no? So before that, 850 L and 25,800 as a whole, then 25,740, afterwards 25,700. See, four stages of supports or four layered of supports the Nifty is still having without breaking and closing below this every individual support level we have mentioned here. Nothing to worry about the market's current bull run up and attempts and construction it has built already. Even though if you have actually built based on these levels and the breakout and predictions given based on that and all, on the long side, who are all actually awaiting with the positions holding or recently entered, no problem with that. You can keep holding with an accumulation strategy. That would be a good one, because we have been keep mentioning or insisting about a buy on dip strategy for those who will be getting a higher benefits than buying or building the longs without a multiple sorts of accumulation. So that is what the important behavior based, ideological based information we can provide you all before starting today's session. And based on yesterday's one, the market was somewhat shown its a pullback with hesitance, we can say, to move further on further higher side. And because of that, some mild retracement also happened, and that was the first close happened below 25,940, the high of 14th November. But we should watch out closely whether the consecutive thing, as like we have mentioned for all the dates we are providing, the consecutive close is happening or not. In today's trend only we can consider or confirm it based on the close it is happening today. So until then, you can play with a buy and dip strategy, and with the support levels we have provided here will be anyway protecting your trade in the long side, or otherwise if you are holding for a positional based one, that also can be treated by the way of approaching or getting supports from these levels we have mentioned. That's it. For the day, the opening trend we can expect from Indian indices will be on positive note. So positive opening, of course, by opening the December series of F&O, and as well as the trend, what it is followed from the global markets also to be added in the momentum. So that is what we are expecting, the positive opening for Indian markets. But after opening, the volatility along with a needed consolidation with a tight range also expected on the markets for the remaining day. So in case where the direction is actually for the intraday particularly moving means, based on the levels here mentioned and discussed, you can keep monitoring the levels, along with you can get or catch the direction where it is really intended to move. As long as Nifty is holding the 25,800 for the day will be very, very important. So for the day, if it is holding 25,800 without hitting or without breaking down, at least for 1 to 2 hours, first 1 to 2 hours, if it is Nifty is actually holding this 25,800 level, means one can see the bouncing attempts towards the level of 26,000 to 26,100 also on the cards, because of the strength and behavior while it is trying to hold the 25,800 as support. In case the 25,800 within 1 hour to 2 hour getting broken, means where one can see the core support point of 25,740, which was the low of 14th November. And we are keep mentioning these dates and the levels because you have to mind about that, and you can be comfortably while approaching the market based on the levels we are mentioning. That's why I keep insisting and mentioning the levels, even though that has been discussed in many times during the sessions. And in case the breaking below 25,800 would be protected because of the major support is lying there at 25,740. This is enough for protecting the market's fall if any is happening for the whole day. So anyway, 25,740, once the market is expected to approaches, means where one can see the buying will be emerging to give the support for the fall if it is any going there, and from there the bounce may be expected towards the recent highs. And with the 26,000 and 26,100 for the day, maximum would act as a capping points. From the positional perspective, also a close above 25,700, as long as the Nifty is keeping the possibility towards 26,300, 500, even more also can be expected. In case the close below 25,700 or 740 to be exactly safe, where we can expect the fall may be continuing towards the 25,365. One thing we have to strongly pitch it, because of the multiple supports formed or layer we are actually having on the Nifty, we cannot see a single stretch or a extended way of dip or correction on the Nifty, as long as these support levels are being protecting the Nifty's fall. So one can keep it in mind and deploy the buy on dip strategy wherever the supports are getting approaches, where you can enjoy the good benefit over seeing the bounces or recovery in the index value. From the sectors front, today major sectors like IT, energy, real estate, automobile, fast moving consumer goods, and financials. Even some banks, public sector banks oriented movement also can be seen rather than the private banks. So that also can be added. From the stocks front, Adani Enterprises based on technical behavior, Power Theatre based on news, Tata Motors PV based on technical behavior, which may take the support, or if it is breaking the recent lows, the probability for getting corrected further may be happening on Tata Motors PV, but the probability we are expecting, if it is holding the recent lows, the bounce may be expected. And Zydus Life Sciences based on news, IGL based on news, NCC also based on news, and finally Trent Limited based on the technical behavior. The stocks we have listed here is for the day trading opportunities one can adapt. So anyhow, the stop loss keeping is an art, and it is a very important activity and very important practice one can do in a disciplined manner in all the positions to protect your capital. So that's it from today's pre-market discussion. Wishing everyone to have a fruitful day. We wish everyone to also have a productive day. Thank you. Bye-bye.